And we start in West Africa, Nigeria, where the special advisor to the Lagos State Governor on Transportation and head of traffic management and enforcement compliance team in Apapa, Toyin Fayinka, has blamed the Nigerian Port Authority for the renewed congestion at the Lagos port and this consequent upsurge in traffic gridlock along the Apapa area.
Well, back in February, the NPA introduced the electronic truck call-up system, also known as ETO, designed to address gridlock on roads, leading to ports. Now, however, there have been a bit of an upsurge in traffic congestions, raising concerns among various groups and stakeholders there. Well, Fayinka said, quote, the problem we are having today is the sudden closure of the gates by the NPA, which is the National Ports Authority. Now, it was not expected, as it were.
Joining us this morning on Breakfast Central is Jama Onwabiri, the MD of Trucks, Transit Parks, and managers of the call-up app system, ETO. Welcome to Breakfast Central. Now, the big question a lot of people are asking is, why does the gridlock persist despite the deployment of ETO app?
Thank you for having me. Now, the call-up system has a number of supports, which is what we call the tripod of the call-up system. There are three basic issues that are responsible for the continued gridlock, and I would like to break them down for you. The first is inadequate infrastructure. The Apapa port was built in 1913, and it has gone through a series of extensions and expansions up until 1960s. The other major upgrade that was experienced at the port is the privatization and concession that was done about 10 years ago. Now, in 1960, Nigeria's population was 45 million. Today, we are told we are over 200 million. That is 5 times the population when the port was built. Now, Nigeria has also become more import dependent from 1960, meaning that we need to bring in more cargo per capita to serve our consumer needs. The port itself and the road infrastructure that serve it has remained the same. So one key issue that has continued to sustain the gridlock is that we have inadequate infrastructure. The second is ongoing road construction. Now, few portions of the Apapa Port access roads are either dilapidated or they are undergoing construction. The Tinkan access road is even worse off. This naturally slows down truck movement. And sometimes, naturally, accidents happen, and this further aggravates the congestion. The third point is the worst, and this is malicious human intervention. There were individuals and organizations that were living large from extorting truck drivers that apply the ports before the introduction of the call-up system. Now, ETO has successfully dislodged most of these, but there are still some diehards who are seeking to remain permanently attached to their illegal feeding bottle. So they create artificial congestion to continue their extortion business. Unfortunately, it has been very difficult to neutralize these elements completely.
Well, Jama, to really ask this question, the Truckers Union, they've alleged that there is perhaps, like you pointed out, human interference when it comes to this issue about using the app, which is, according to them, is working, not responsible for it. Now, and the special advisor to the government on transportation and management blames the Nigerian Port Authority. But what is your comments on this one, on this particular point about the blames here and the app itself?
All right. So, Olisa, there is human interference in anything that involves humans. That's natural. But it depends on the need for this interference or intervention, and also the motive of the actor behind it. Now, our traffic management is based on 3 things. The first is technology. The second is infrastructure. And the third is stakeholder collaboration. Now, let me take technology, for example. ETO app is an electronic tool, but not all our drivers are yet there in terms of using the app without needing external help. So sometimes they may need help to book their tickets, to print their tickets, or scan the barcode as they enter the port. Human contact is inevitable in this instance. On infrastructure, I had earlier mentioned the lack of adequate road network and ongoing road construction around the Apapa Port access roads. So at times, certain points in the road could be closed, and traffic officers may be needed to redirect trucks to follow other routes. At this point as well, you are going to naturally have human contact. Stakeholder collaboration necessarily involves human contact. There are police officers on the roads. There are different transport unions fighting for supremacy or just seeking to protect their turf. And then there are personnel of various agencies who are on the road, sometimes with not so altruistic motives. Now, while our technology, Eto, has limited these human-to-human touch points, it will not eliminate them completely, especially because of the level of technological advancement of the society generally. But it is not necessarily the human interface that is challenging the solution, but it is the motive of the individuals involved. For example, we are in this interview now, we are interacting, but that has not impeded the interview because I don't have an ulterior motive yet. So the app itself, the app is working the way it is designed. So it is these factors that I've mentioned and the fact that some of the interactors do not have altruistic motives that is causing the challenge.
Right, Jamal. Jamal, you said the app is working and people
Correct.
are using it. Can you give us any evidence of this?
Okay. I don't know how much you personally have experienced the Apapa Gridlock, but let me give you 2 examples. Before
and let's go forward.
Before March, the trucks that are going into the Apapa port used to stretch all the way to Surulere.
Right.
Those who move into Surulere or Lagos or Apapa or Ijora after March of 2021 will not know what this is because Eto has taken that away with a collaborative initiative of the Nigerian Ports Authority and the Lagos State government supplying enforcement. Now, if we are going to Lekki to a meeting in Apapa in February of 2021, the time budget will be 3 hours. Last week, it took me 45 minutes. So that shows that the app is working. Now, as to whether people are using it, I'd like to give you some statistics. We have successfully onboarded 7,000 users on the Eto app. We currently have 70,000 trucks that are registered on the app. And we have done over 300 bookings and movement schedulings into the ports in 6 months. Now, to give you a comparative analysis of the before and after, the cost of moving cargo from Apapa to Lagos and warehouses around the port used to be above 1 million before March of 2021. Today, it is less than 400,000. The Apapa moving trucks and cargo from Apapa Wharf to locations around Lagos used to be between 750 and 800,000. Today, it's between 200 and 300,000. If you are to move a cargo from Apapa to a 40-foot container, that used to cost about 1.5 million to 1.6 million. Today, it's about 400,000 to 750,000. Now, what of the cost of entering the port? Before now, the illegal extortion business used to charge between 100,000 to 250,000 for each truck to enter the port. Today, that charge has been reduced to nil as long as you comply and the law enforcement agencies do not interfere with your movement, as sometimes occurs. There is also the road congestion itself, like I've mentioned earlier, which has drastically reduced, particularly for Apapa and progressively for Tinker. So it is the individuals, the actors, the drivers, the transport owners, and also the port community in general who can give you a direct view of the before and the after. In fact, yesterday we had a stakeholders meeting and they confessed, yes, the transporters themselves confessed that the cost is drastically less now than it was 6 months ago. So the app is working and people are using it.
All right.
Are there needs for improvement? Absolutely.
Okay, so basically, if the transporters are using this platform directly themselves, they'll have better experience of it. Now, and if that's the case, why isn't the government, and including your organizations like yours, doing more to really engage them with using the platform? Because at the end of the day, as the government blaming NPA for this gridlock, it's the people, the Lagosians, who are bearing the brunt of this suffering.
You are absolutely right, Olisa. Now, let me put it in numbers as well. As at 27th of February 2021, there were less than 10,000 trucks registered on the Eto app. As at today, there are over 70,000. We also know that as at the date we launched, we had less than 1,000 entries into the ports because a lot of the transport owners do not know how to use the app. But we have organized progressively training sessions and enlightenment sessions, both for the drivers, transporters, their agents, and even for the rest of the port community to understand how to do the booking of it to themselves. And as of today, I can say that 80% of the drivers can access the ports by using the barcode that they have generated from ATO, or that has been generated for them from ATO, and they're able to punch themselves in using either the barcode or the keypad that is provided at the various access points. Now, I'm sure you will remember your own experience when you first had a mobile phone. You didn't learn how to navigate the entire device just on the first day, on the first week. So it's progressive. We're just 6 months in. And as more transporters come on board, as more enlightenment are carried out by our organization and Nigerian Ports Authority, we understand that more and more people are getting a hang of it and are requiring less and less external assistance. It's a work in progress.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Jama, for coming on the program for us this morning. Jama Nwobariri, MD, Trucks, Transit Parks, and managers of the call-up system, ATO app. I'm sure there's lots of people around Apapa watching this interview this morning. I was like, okay, perhaps the next point of contention is that human interference. But we'll leave that for now, Jama. But thank you so much for coming on this program.
Thank you very much, both of you.